for this example, we have this exponent here is applied to the entire problem. I always recommend that you ignore that exponent for a minute and simplify this base, this big division. So that's what we're going to do. I noticed that the only term that has a negative exponent is this one, this x to the minus 54th. So I'm going to bring it down to a reciprocal so that we can change the sign to positive 5/4. So look at what that means. That means this x to the 1/4 was there. This y to the 4/5 was there. This x to the 5/4 was there. But now we're going to bring down this other x to the 5/4. Bringing it down to the denominator will change its sign to the opposite sign, as you know, right, from reciprocals. And then up here, I have y to the 1/10. Okay, remember, I'm just ignoring this for a minute. Let's combine all the x's. So this is product rule, product with the x's, right? So let's add, and look at, they were nice to us. They all have the same denominator. So let's add all these exponents, and that's 1 plus 5 plus 5, 11/4. So we have x to the 11/4, and then we have this y to the 4/5, and up here we have this y to the 1/10. Okay, and now with the y's, which rule is it? Do you remember? If you said quotient, you're right. Okay, quotient rule. So we're going to subtract. We need common denominator. 5 and 10 would be 10 times 2. We have 8 tenths and 1/10. And so the bigger exponent is down here, right? So we have, let me just rewrite that. X to the 11/4, y to the 8/10. So this, we're going to subtract the 1/10 from the 8/10 down here, but that leaves a 1. Remember, if you get rid of the whole numerator, that leaves a 1. So 1 over x to the 11/4, y to the 7/10, because you subtract 8 minus 1. That we had this exponent up here. Remember that? Negative 7/3. So we have to take our answer, which is 1 over x to the 11/4, y to the 7/10, and raise it to the negative 7/3. And given that our base is a fraction, right, and that this outer exponent is negative, which means that we are going to take the reciprocal of this base, let's do that right now. So again, a reminder, an outer negative exponent like this negative 7/3, we can rewrite the base with this reciprocal, which basically means flip it, right? And then this will change this negative to a positive 7/3. So base, reciprocal, and then opposite sign on the exponent. Opposite sign on the exponent, right? Okay, so that would be, so 1 over x to the 11/4, y 7/10. Its reciprocal would be x to the 11/4, y 7/10 over 1, which is just this, right? And then again, our negative 7/3 outer exponent becomes a positive 7/3 outer exponent. So now we use the power rule, right? The power rule, which means multiply exponents. And so this, we multiply the 7/3 times both of these exponents, multiply across because they're fractions, don't need a common denominator. X to the 77/12, y to the 49/30. Okay, that's the answer that I almost forgot to give you. All right.